Jungkook nodded. His hold was tightening. I do. Trust you, Tae. I'm just scared of losing you. You mean everything to me, he confessed. His voice was raw with emotions. Taeyong smiled gently, resting his head against his chest. And you mean everything to me, Cook. I love you, and nothing or no one came to change that. They whispered. His voice was filled with that sincerity. Kai awkwardly were clearing his thought, sensing him that his intimate movement between the couple. should I should I leave, I guess? He asked, and feeling that in their personal moment, Jungkook turned to face Kai. His expression was, no, you don't have to leave. I'm sorry for that reaction, that way. Let's hear what you have to say. He said, and his voice was holding a hand of apology. Kai nodded, receiving by Jungkook's change, and that, well, as I was saying earlier, I wanted to confess my love to my girlfriend, and I was hoping you give me that advance and how to do it. I want to propose her, uh, and I have 2 rings. I don't know which one is good, he explained, and a hopeful look in his eyes. Jungkook glanced at Taeyong, silently seeking his permission. They gave him a reassuring nod. Trusting his judgment, Jungkook had turned back to Kai. A small smile was forming on his face. All right, I'll be happy to help. Let's sit down and talk about it, he said, and gesturing for them to take their seats again. You're a lucky man. Kai said, exhaling a sign. Kai and Jungkook were seated in that resting area, while Taeyong was searching for the dresses and jewelries for Jennie, Kai's girlfriend. Today, he was going to propose her. Jungkook lowered his head and smiled, though he realized it much later. But yes, he was very lucky to have Tae in his life. I know, he murmured, gazing at his beautiful wife, who were busy in shopping for Jennie. Kai nodded, understanding his statement. Tae is incredible. He's always so caring and supportive, he added. His voice was filled with that admiration. Jungkook glared at him, but he couldn't help and agreeing. He had filled his life with love and happiness. I don't know what I did to deserve him, he confessed slowly, a hint of that gratitude in his voice. I like that a lot. Kai collar was again captured by Jungkook. He smiled and raised his hand in surrender. I used to like him. Now I love Jennie. Relax, dude. Why are you getting so aggressive? He said in defense, and was teasing smile on his face. Jungkook felt like with a jerk. Stuck with your girlfriend and stay away from my wife. He said, greeting his date. Kai was just pulling his leg. He couldn't help but get jealous. Okay, cool. He's all yours. Kai laughed, seeing his possessiveness. As they watched there carefully, Jungkook felt a surge of affection toward his wife. Kai leaned closer to Jungkook. His voice was filled with that excitement. Taeyong finally finished his sobbing and joined them in the resting area. Hello there. Did you both get bored? I'm so sorry, he said, showing his puppy eyes. This was the first time Taeyong was acting cute. Jungkook inhaled a deep breath and bit his lower lips, stopping his urge to him right now. No, not at all, Jungkook replied. His voice was lacking that adoration. Kai gave up and side-logging clenched at helping Taeyong to carry his bag. We were just talking about how lucky your husband is to have you in his life, Kai said playfully, but the only made that atmosphere awkward. Taeyong and Jungkook were glanced at each other and smiled awkwardly. They both were shy. Taeyong blushed. His cheeks were turned a shade of pink. Did you do the preparations? He asked, trying to divert that awkwardness. Kai chuckled, clearly amused by their awkwardness. Oh, Oh no, I almost forgot about that, he explained, causing everyone to burst into a laughter. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. You just focus on looking handsome. Jungkook reassured him. With a mischievous grin, Kai playfully rolled his eyes at him. Jungkook and Taeyong were busy decorating the park, setting up the fairy lights, and Dad scratching roses petals on the ground. They had a knock for making everything look beautiful, and Jungkook couldn't help but feel grateful for this creativity. Do you think she'll like it? They asked, and his voice was filled with that mix of emotions, nervousness, and excitement. Jungkook reached out and gently squeezed his hand, giving him a reassuring smile. She will love it, he said confidently. His eyes were filled with that affection. You have put so much effort into making this moment special for her. How could she not? As they finished the decoration, they stood back to that, admiring their work. The park was looking like a fairy tale, with that twinkling light and a romantic. Jungkook couldn't help but imagine a more perfect setting for such an important moment. Just then, Kai appeared with Jennie. Her eyes were blindfolded. Jungkook and Taeyong watched for a distance. Their heart were filled with that anticipation. It was Jungkook's first time watching someone getting proposed in such a romantic way. Was never so romantic until Taeyong came into his life. He slowly glanced at Taeyong. His eyes were twinkling, a sweet smile on his face. They looked very beautiful. That his eyes were averted for Tae and watched the couple in front of him. Ka was wearing a nervous but determined expressions. They gave him a thumbs up, encouraging him. Kai nodded, taking a deep breath and straightened his posture. Kai, I'm removing this blindfold, Jennie said impatiently, and Kai smiled. Sure. Jennie slowly removed it. His eyes were shut tight, adjusting the light around her. She fluttered open her eyes. As soon, her eyes were pointed. Oh my god, Kai, she explained with a happy smile on her face. Kai took a deep breath and got down on his knees, holding out a sparkling ring toward her. Jennie, my love, my life, he began. His voice was trembling with emotion. I can't imagine my life without you. You make every day brighter, and I am so grateful for you, and love, and sport. Will you marry me? Tears up were Jennie's eyes as she nodded. Yes, yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, she said, and her hair, the voice were filled with that happiness. As they shed a tender embrace, Tian couldn't help but shed a tear of joy. He was overwhelmed with that happiness of her friend and that beautiful moment. Jungkook gently wiped away the tear and held him closer. His heart was filled with that love and gratitude for the boy beside him. They had both witnessed a beautiful love story unfold before their eyes. Jungkook knew they had on to spend the rest of their life with Taeyong, just like Kai and Jennie. In the moment, were surrounded by that light and the love in the air. Jungkook made a silent bow to himself. He wouldn't make that love story just as beautiful and forgettable as the one they had just witnessed. You know, I always wanted to get proposed just like this, they said with a smile, arranging the cloth. It was all smiley and happy. Jungkook couldn't help but admire his wife. So he was wearing a simple look, and he looked eternal. Jungkook felt a pang in his heart. They were focused into a marriage. Though he was love him, he didn't get the courage to confess his love to him. You can't even fulfill your wife's wish. Propose him just like this, he said. His inner voice was taunting him. He lied that sadly in this spot. But our marriage was different. I used to hate it at first, but now they stopped and come near Jungkook, gently carrying the side of his face. I love it more than anything. I love you more than anyone.